All right, so we are back once again. Indy, I got a couple more questions for you. You still got some time?
Of course.
Okay, so again, we're talking about the brand new release, and typically when a new record comes out, that means you can expect the artist to be hitting the road to support the record. Is that coming for you as well?
Yes. Yes. We're going to be in Texas in September, and we're going to be going to Toronto and back in October. And then I'll be like in the Midwest, like Illinois, Indiana, Missouri kind of situation in November. And I hope we'll have, a ton more going into the new year after that.
Well, I did not know you were coming to Texas. Do you happen to know what cities you're going to be in offhand?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be in Austin, where I'm playing the Continental Club with Ruby James and Rosie Flores
Ooh.
uh, on September 28th. And the day before that, we're doing the Texas Music Cafe. And we're playing the Lonesome Rose in San Antonio, I think, on the day before that. And then on October 1st, we're at the Continental Club Houston, and I think we're firming up double wide in Dallas on September 29th.
We
So
might. Well, I am about an hour and 15 minutes from Dallas, so I might have to come hug your neck if that's cool.
yeah,
Um,
that'd be great. I'll keep you updated. We were just sort of like ironing out the details for that one today, so I'll let you know when that firms up.
yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, so I feel like a lot of times stories kind of come full circle, and I feel like from what I've read about you, yours has certainly come full circle because at some point in time, your dad did pass away, and you ultimately forgave him. You decided to forgive him for all. I mean, no offense, all the hell he put you through, and I imagine from personal experience, I imagine it's your life experiences over time that allowed you to find that place within yourself to forgive him for all of that. I would love to hear what experiences in your life you feel brought you to that place of forgiveness. Pat, like beyond that experience, once that experience with him ended, obviously at that point, that's when healing starts. So, what experiences after the healing process started got you to that place of forgiveness, do you feel?
Well, I feel like, whenever you have a parent that's like that, you always have this specter, the shadow of who they are following you around, and you're always trying to remind yourself that you're not them. And I think that it was, in the moment where I realized that he was going to die, that I really looked deep within myself, and I knew that I wasn't anything like him. And the main thing that I had that I knew that he didn't was compassion. So I wanted him to know compassion, probably for the first time in his life. And that's why I did the hard work of digging deep and finding some forgiveness for him and telling him, that I know that you're not well and you've never been well. And I wanted him to know, like, I wanted him to know that compassion that he wasn't capable of.
Did music play a role in that?
I think so. I mean, I like ever since I've started writing music, I feel like it's been the modality or the bricks laid on the path for my healing. It's been a wonderful way for me to be with myself, which is one of you know the important things in the healing process.
Yeah, and the thing is, I know a lot of people out there can attest to this. When you have a physical hurt, whether it's an open cut or a sprain or a strain, eventually you heal. But when you have mental scars, they never heal all the way. The hurt is always there in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So overcoming that hurt with compassion to find the forgiveness for somebody else, God, that's such a hard step to take. Because again, the scab is always there. It's not like physical hurt. Mental hurt is always there. Emotional hurt is always there. So
Yeah.
sounds like you have a good grasp on the situation. And what I mean by the situation is your own personal self.
Yeah, and I think a part of it too is understanding what forgiveness is,
Yes.
because forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is not washing away all the truth. Like I allowed myself to have that compassion and to let go of a lot of the judgment and the hatred, but I still know who he was.
Yeah.
I know who he was, and I'm not ever going to pretend that he was something different.
And forgiveness is such a strange word in that it's both selfish and selfless in the same at the same time. It's
Yes.
such a strange situation because you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it in your mind. You're doing it for the other person, but within your heart knows you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
It's such a strange thing.
And it wasn't absolution.
No.
It
Yeah.
like there was a big difference between forgiveness and absolution for me, and I feel right about how I handled it.
Yep. And forgiveness isn't the complete heal either that people think it is, right? It doesn't heal the hurt fully. It's definitely a very strong heal, for sure, right? But it doesn't make it go away. And that's why I wanted to bring this up because I kind of had a feeling I knew what you were going to say, but I wanted people to hear it from your mouth because it's such a strong thing to hear from a person who's lived your life and is continuing to live your life. You said earlier you want to reach people and you feel like you're doing that more within your music now. And I
Mhm.
agree. I think you probably are reaching more people through your music rather than your advocacy before. And so I wanted to give you that opportunity because I really think people are going to hopefully hear this message and take it to heed. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, of course. Thank you for letting me or trusting me with your story. Very important to me, and I know it's important to you as well. So let's get into something that's a lot less serious, but probably will be the hardest question you answer today. And I ask this like a professional wrestler, so don't be alarmed. Um, who do you think you are? So who is India Ramey?
I'm a survivor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a survivor, and I aim to be a beacon of hope. I want people to know that it's possible to enjoy your life no matter what you've been through.
And always winning.
Always.
Yep. So, what's on the docket for India Ramey? We have the record coming out on August 23rd. We have the tour coming in and more dates being added to that. Is there more beyond that coming on the horizon for you?
There are, I just can't talk about them right now.
Oh, no. That means you have to come back on the show.
Yeah.
So, y'all heard it here. She just said she will come back on the show.
Yes, yeah. There are lots of good things happening, and I'm really glad that I'm very glad that this album is already getting traction. I was tied for number one in most added this week for Americana Radio, so I'm looking forward to lots of fun things to come down the pipeline.
Well, you have a very activated base. I've watched your fans interact with you on social media. You have to be so proud of that, first of all. And, being number one before a song or a record is even out, wow, that's pretty cool stuff. So, if people ask you, where can I best support India, where would you send them?
I would send them to Instagram. And I feel like that's one of the best ways to just to interact with people. I'm still trudging away on TikTok, but that algorithm is tricky.
Oh,
But
man.
I can use all the followers on TikTok that I can get. It's a really fun medium because you can kind of be a little bit goofier and cringier on there without any judgment. But yeah, come find me on Instagram and come to my shows.
Yep. We talked
Come
about
to
that
my shows. If
earlier.
I,
We Yeah, if you love India's sound and all of that, you have to come support her live because we talked about the struggle of venues and trying to fit within a box with your sound. So if you love the sound and you love the vibes and all that, support live. Don't even have to buy anything when you're there. I know you feel that way. I've heard it a million times. Just your presence is enough because, boy, that's
yes,
validating as well.
Yeah.
So it's Instagram, it's TikTok. Little story about TikTok, which I find kind of funny. You talked about the algorithm. I had two TikToks at one point just because I wanted to try something. And so my TikTok over here was for gaming and music. I'm a gamer. I've streamed since 2018. It's kind
Hmm.
of paid the bills for a while, believe it or not. So I had that gaming TikTok where I would put gaming clips out and live music clips when I'd go to concerts and things like that. Then I started another TikTok a year later. So I had an entire year of growth on this first one, okay? Then I started another TikTok a year later that was strictly political commentary. That's all it
Uh-huh.
was. It was me telling my beliefs, how I feel about certain candidates, certain policies, etc. And within 90 days, I had 3 times the followers on the political one that I had in the gaming one.
Yeah, you just never know, right? Like you never know what people are going to go for.
Right.
And I mean, the same thing, like I can do a TikTok of like, my video for Baptized by the Blaze where I'm on fire and it'll get like, 108 views. And then I'll do one where I'm eating oatmeal and bitching about something and then
Yep.
it gets like 1,000 views.
Yep. It's so weird. But yeah, so what I ended up doing is I pulled a fast one on all of them. I deleted the gaming and music TikTok. Well, I didn't delete it. It's still there, but I'm not using it. And then on the political one, I deleted every single political commentary video I had because I didn't want to turn people off when I started
Mhm.
using it for the gaming and music. I was like, all right, now that I'm back to podcasting, I'm going to use the damn TikTok that has more followers. But
That's
if,
pretty smart.
but I can't just let somebody go back to like October of 23 and hear me ranting about something, you know. So yeah, so I went from like I think I had like 260,000 likes on there, and when I deleted all of those videos, all the really controversial videos, I was down to like 9,800 likes. So my tame videos had nothing. Yeah, TikTok is the bane of my existence. I completely get it. So yeah, again, on the screen, guys, if you are watching, you will see her at it is at India Ramey Band, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on Facebook at least. Is it the same on Instagram?
On Instagram, it's just India Ramey, I think.
Okay,
Or
and
India Ramey Music.
also on your screen, you'll see indiaramey.com. If you don't know how to get to her Instagram, her TikTok, the links are all in the website. We're also going to
Yeah.
put that down in the description, a direct link to her website. We will also put a direct link to 3 different copies of her record once it comes out. We'll get you the playlist from YouTube, from Spotify, and a link to either iTunes or Amazon. Which one would you rather have in there? iTunes or Amazon?
iTunes, Spotify is also it's a really important to indie
Yeah.
artists. It's
Mm-hmm.
blessing and a curse.
So what you do is when you go to Spotify, guys, click on her album, save it to your library, and then just click follow on her artist name, and then you become a monthly listener for her, and that is hugely
Yeah,
important to the artist. Like she says, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Spotify kind of sucks, but it's also very important.
yeah,
Um,
we need you on
yeah,
Spotify.
don't just listen. Hit the follow button as well. That's really important because
Yeah,
a lot of people don't know this, but the more monthly followers you have on Spotify, the more you can monetize your content. A lot of people don't
yes,
know that. I found that
yeah,
out the hard way.
and that's a big deal to record labels too. Like
Yes,
when they're
and
looking at an
venues,
artist, they
and
go
venues.
straight. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So yeah, support the artist that way. I always say that the best way to support an artist with their music is go to a place like iTunes or Amazon or something like that and purchase the record, but then never listen to it there. Always stream it after that. So that way you own the record, the artist gets all of that money for that record that you purchased, and then you're
yeah,
streaming it as well from YouTube or wherever you stream your music, and the artist is getting money from that as well. So you're doubling up. If you really support somebody, do it that way, I always say.
yeah. You got it. You got it figured out.
Mm-hmm. For me, with my own channels, I have my own stuff looping all the time. Like I have 2 or 3 YouTube accounts that are always playing my playlists and stuff just to try to trick the algorithms. But you have to do that. You really truly
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I was just thinking I should start doing that.
It's smart if you think about it. Like for me, I have three personal YouTubes for different things. Then my wife has one, my son has one. And so if I'm looping different playlists within my content, not only am I getting ad revenue for that, but the more views I'm getting, the more it recommends those videos to other people, and then it just keeps. I've seen this. I've tested it, where I will run one playlist for an entire week and then see how that performs, as opposed to other playlists within the same kind of sphere. And
Uh-huh.
if I'm looping one playlist with one account, I see 6 times the views on that playlist than other playlists that I'm not looping.
Wow.
Just from
Wow,
the
that's really
algorithm. Yeah, just from the
good.
algorithm. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It could be something that nobody wants to see either, like the most obscure indie video game you've ever heard of. And I'll just loop that playlist, and all of a sudden I'm getting views from it. But yeah, just little tricks of the trade.
I love it.
But India, thank you so much for being my guest this week. Again, once you can announce some of your stuff, we would love to have you back. I think your record's going to be awesome. I can't wait to listen to the rest of it. And I know you have a big party coming up for that as well that you've been promoting on the 23rd, I think. And I think that's going to be
On August
fantastic.
23rd or
Yeah.
22nd, and August 22nd.
22nd,
It
right.
won't matter when people are listening because it'll be in the past.
Yeah, you can't show up to that. Nope, you can't do
Yeah.
it. But yeah, thanks so much.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you for supporting artists and for spreading the word about us. Like we need all the evangelism we can get.
Of course, I agree.